If you think a pre-qualification letter means you're ready to buy in New York City, I need to stop you right there. It doesn't. And that mix-up costs buyers deals every single day. I'm Brian Scott Cohen, and today I'm breaking down the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval, why sellers and co-op boards could tell the difference in 5 seconds, and which one you actually need before you start touring apartments. Here's what happens constantly. A buyer calls a lender, answers a few questions over the phone about income and debt, and gets a pre-qualification letter emailed to them in 10 minutes. No documents, no credit pull, just numbers they told someone verbally. Then they walk into an open house in a competitive building, hand that letter to the listing agent, and it means almost nothing. In New York, sellers and co-op boards see hundreds of these letters. They know exactly what a same-day, no-document pre-qual is worth. And it's not much. I've had buyers come to me after losing out on an apartment they were financially qualified for, not because someone else offered more money, but because the other buyer's paperwork was stronger. The listing agent told their seller flat out, one offer is backed by verified underwriting, the other is backed by a phone call. That's not a close call for a seller trying to get to closing without surprises. Pre-qualification is an estimate. It's based on what you tell the lender, not what you could prove. No income verification, no asset verification, no credit check in most cases. It's a starting point for a conversation, not a green light to make an offer. Think of it as a napkin math exercise, useful for figuring out your ballpark budget before you start browsing listings, but not useful for anything past that. Pre-approval is a completely different process. The lender pulls your credit, reviews your pay stubs, W-2s or tax returns, bank statements, and runs your file through actual underwriting guidelines. You get a pre-approval letter backed by verified numbers, not estimates. That's the letter that gets taken seriously. In NYC specifically, co-op boards want to see it because it signals you've already cleared a financial review, not just a phone call. And in a bidding situation, listing agents will tell their sellers point blank which offers are backed by pre-approvals and which ones are backed by a guess. Here's the part most people don't realize. A pre-approval isn't just a stronger letter, it's information for you too. It tells you exactly what you qualify for based on documented numbers, so you're not out there shopping for apartments you might not actually get financing for. So what does a pre-approval require? Generally, your 2 most recent pay stubs, your last 2 years of W-2s or tax returns if you're self-employed, 2 months of bank statements for every account you're using toward the purchase, and a credit pull. If you have gift funds coming from family, that needs documentation too. A gift letter and a paper trail showing the money moving. It sounds like a lot, but most buyers could pull this together in an afternoon. And once it's done, you're not scrambling for it later during the actual purchase because your lender already has it on file. New York moves fast, and the buildings here are picky. Co-op boards could reject a buyer for financial reasons that have nothing to do with your offer price. If you show up to a board package process with a weak pre-qual instead of a documented pre-approval, you're already behind before you've submitted anything. Same goes for competitive condo listings. When 2 offers are close, the stronger financial documentation often wins. Not because your money is better, but because the seller's confidence in your ability to close is better. One more thing people get wrong. A pre-approval isn't permanent. Most are good for 60 to 90 days because your lender needs current documents to back it up. If your search drags on longer than that, you'll refresh your pay stubs and bank statements, and your lender reissues the letter. That means timing matters. Don't get pre-approved 8 months before you plan to look. Get it done once you're within a couple months of actively touring apartments, so the letter in your hand is current when you need to use it. Before you tour a single apartment in this market, get pre-approval, not a pre-qual. Send your lender your pay stubs, your tax returns, your bank statements, and let them pull your credit. It takes a little more time up front, but it means the letter in your hand actually holds weight when you need it to. If a lender offers you a pre-approval in 10 minutes with 0 documents, ask what's actually being verified. If the answer is nothing, That's a pre-qual wearing a pre-approval's name. Buying in New York is competitive enough without walking in underprepared. Get pre-approved the right way before you start your search, and you'll move faster and look stronger the moment you find the place you want. If you want to get pre-approved the right way, link is in the description. And if this helped you out, do me a favor, hit subscribe and drop a like so more buyers see this before they start their search. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok for more tips like this. I'm Brian Scott Cohen, your mortgage guy, and I'll see you in the next one.